Hey there, 80s kids. Welcome back to another decade of 1985. It was an amazing year. Do you remember? Here we go. Question number 1. I bet you don't remember this one. What popular cartoon featured the song The Never-Ending Story? The Never-Ending Story was a song written by Limal. It actually hit number 2 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1984. And of course, the movie came out in 1984 as well. So you would have heard the song before the movie even came out. But what cartoon is that? Was it Ducky Tales, Care Bears, Rainbow Bright, or My Little Pony? The answer is My Little Pony. That's right. The episode called The Pony Who Loved to Laugh included the song. Hey, I'm just glad I got that one out of the way because I know some people are going to be asking me, how did you get that wrong? This next question will be a fair one. All right, next question. What iconic 80s toy had its first commercial released in 1985? In 1985, the world was introduced to Transformers, the Smurfs, Care Bears, Masters of the Universe, Rainbow Bright, and Teddy Ruxpin. Which of these toys was not around in 1985? Leave your answer in the comment section below. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. This next question is going to be hard to answer for American viewers since this is more popular in the UK. Oh, and I don't mean the UK, I mean Britain. You see, in Britain, they measure television channels in the VHF band, so Channel 7 is BBC 1. And if you wanted to watch ITV, you would need to tune into either Channel 3 or Channel 4. Now, question 3 is, which iconic British TV drama series started in 1985? Was it Brideshead Revisited, The Jewel in the Crown, The First or the Last of the Mohicans, or A Tale of Two Cities? The answer is none of those. It was actually The Jewel in the Crown. The miniseries was based on the novel by Paul Scott, and it was set in India during the late 1940s. Moving swiftly on to question number 4, which now takes us back to America. Do you remember this iconic 80s cartoon? Of course you do. It was the Transformers. Go on, admit it. Who didn't love this show? Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave. Oh, I could go on. So who was the voice of Optimus Prime? Was it Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, Casey Kasem, Leonard Nimoy, or Orson Welles? If you answered Peter Cullen, then you would be correct. He voiced Optimus Prime throughout most of the original series, the movies, and he also returned to voice Optimus Prime in the 2000s and 2010s iterations. Question number 5 is, do you remember this iconic 80s movie? If you said Ferris Bueller's Day Off, then you are correct. This classic teen comedy was released in 1986, but the music from the film wasn't released until 1985. In fact, the album went double platinum. But what song from the movie became a massive hit for the band? You guessed it, Danke Schön. Okay, next question. Question number 6. Do you remember this iconic game? Of course you do. We all loved playing this game with our friends. Well, some of us did. Some of us were too cool for school, and we played a much more sophisticated game called Zingo. Yeah, that's right. Instead of saying Zingo, we actually said bingo. We thought we were so funny. But question 6 is, in 1985, what other game was released on the same day as Trivial Pursuit? How about Gestures, Pictionary, Scrabble, or Cranium? Unfortunately, if you said any of those, then you would be incorrect. It was another game called Headline News. It was basically like Trivial Pursuit, only with news-related questions. Now it's time for question number 7, and it's another music-related question. What song by Mr. Mister reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1985? This soft rock band only had 2 songs that reached the top 10. That song being the number 1 hit in 1985 and the other one being Broken Wings in 1986. They both sound pretty similar. So which song by Mr. Mister hit number 1? It was Broken Wings, although I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell you which one was which. And in fact, if you couldn't tell me which one was which, I probably wouldn't believe you anyway. Just kidding. But the answer is Key Largo. It's time for question number 8, and this one is really hard to answer unless you're an 80s child. But do you remember this iconic breakfast cereal? If you said Cocoa Pebbles, then you are absolutely correct. This cereal featured the Flintstones, and it was one of the first cereals to feature marshmallows. But what was the slogan for this cereal? Was it, "They're grit"? The Flintstones are yabba dabba doo. What a kick. Or, breakfast time is Cocoa Pebble time. Sadly, none of the above. The advert didn't include any of those. The only thing the advert ever said was pebbles. Next question. Question number 9. Do you remember this iconic 80s TV show? Of course you do. How could you not? It was Blackadder. But in 1985, what spin-off show was introduced to audiences? It was Blackadder the Third. Blackadder 2 had just finished airing. Blackadder the Third started airing in 1987, so 1985 was the year between the two series. But do you remember that show? Was it the comic strip, Blackadder: The Fall and Rise of Reginald Perrin, or the Blackadder Christmas special? Surprisingly, the answer is none of those. It was actually Blackadder's own personal sketch show called Blackadder's Bed and Breakfast. It only lasted for 3 episodes. It's time for the final question. This question is worth double points. Do you remember both of these iconic 80s movies? Well, they were both released in 1985, Back to the Future and Rocky. But what song featured in both of these films? Both films had soundtracks that went to #1 in the United States and contained hits such as The Power of Love and Don't Stop Believin'. But which artist performed You're the Best and Eye of the Tiger? The answer is Joe Esposito. Yep, he sang both of them. Although, to be honest, you may not have known him at the time because Journey sang Don't Stop Believin', and Huey Lewis and the News sang The Power of Love. So after listening to those songs thousands of times, you may not have realized that they were sung by someone else. Well, folks, that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Why not leave a like for future episodes, and don't forget to subscribe for more episodes every week. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.